For the last 2 weeks, Velma has been a disaster for HBO Max and for Mindy Kaling, who stars as race-swapped Velma in a TV show that is getting blasted by the audience. We've seen the 6% on Rotten Tomatoes. We've seen the 1.3 out of 10 on IMDb, one of the lowest rated shows we've ever seen in history. It's a catastrophe, but it's also a step-by-step guide on how to not tackle entertainment, on how to not make a TV show. You don't take something with a pre-existing IP, decide to race swap those characters that people know and love, decide to sexuality swap those characters that people know and love. And all along the way, anybody who's a fan of that, anyone who was a fan of the original IP, you take every opportunity to shit on them. Everything has gone wrong with Velma, and now some people in the cast are trying to explain away the changes to their character, including Mindy Kaling. Let's get to this. Velma cast weigh in on major Scooby-Doo changes and iconic characters. Despite some backlash over race swapping 3 of the 4 original cast, as well as dropping Scooby-Doo himself, the cast shared their thoughts on their characters and the animated series' new takes on Velma, Shaggy, Daphne, and Fred. First, I guess we can go to Norville, Black Shaggy. Howerton and Richardson have spoken on several occasions about their characters. In an interview with Tornado, Richardson shared how he felt his version of Shaggy should be seen as its own entity, rather than be compared to past iterations. Well, considering this one's black, that's probably a good idea. My Shaggy, or Norville, is going to be completely different than Casey Kasem's, Matthew Lillard's, or Will Forte's, the actor said. So it wasn't ever going to be the same. I wasn't taking cues from previous performances. I was really making Norville what it is in the script and what it is in this show for Velma. Yes, I made up this character because this character doesn't actually exist. This character isn't actually real. Let's just be honest. Richardson added he enjoyed the way Neville was a confident nerd and went on to say, I appreciate that he's not a full bullied nerd, but he has this confidence in this level of maturity. But there's immaturity here and his selfishness. And how he gets from here to there, I'm curious to see how this plays out. And his sobriety, he's a sober Shaggy. It's so fucking cringe. But we gotta save Mindy Kaling for last year, because Mindy Kaling gets asked about the race swaps. And she says, you know what? It's weird that that's been the focus because it's really not that important to her character. Then why the fuck would you change the character in the beginning? This is such a joke, but let's listen to this.
And there was, some uproar, or some feathers got ruffled about the shading of Velma and her backstory, but that's such a minor part of all of the stories that you're telling here. Like, it obviously factors into her lifestyle, but it's not. That's not leading it.
So even if you're just asking that question, the realistic follow-up that you would ask in conjunction with that is, if it wasn't that big of a deal, then why would you change anything? Why would you race swap this character other than you just wanted to insert yourself? Now, throughout the 4 episodes that are out, there certainly are references to her skin color, to her race, to her culture. There absolutely are. They're littered throughout the entire series, even if that's not the main point. But listen how Mindy Kaling responds.
Yeah, it's interesting. Her identity is a big part of what people have been talking about before they've seen the show, but it's not a big part of her storytelling and her life. This is a character, she's so iconic, and the original series is so amazing, and we have really diverse cast, but it's not a show that's sort of hinged on their identity.
Right, exactly.
If it's not, right, and it doesn't really matter what color they are. If that were true, if you actually believed that, then you never would have changed the races. But you intentionally went out there to make Shaggy black, Velma South Asian, and Daphne Asian. That's what you did. Intentionally, purposefully. And yeah, that's what a lot of people are going to be talking about before the show comes out, because we can see with our own eyes the changes that you've made. Before we have the full context surrounding everything about this series, know how cringe it is, how unfunny it is, how woke as shit it is. That's one thing that people are able to notice immediately. And when you, Mindy Kaling, go out there and say, I know there's going to be people that are upset, but I don't care about it. It's not for them. Well, maybe you're rethinking all of that now and trying to say, well, it's really not that big of a deal. If it wasn't that big of a deal, why the fuck did you change it to begin with? This show is the disaster that keeps getting worse with every single episode that comes out. At this point in time, we haven't seen anyone from the show come out and start attacking the fan base yet. Maybe it's because they know it's just that bad that it won't help them, that will only hurt them. But time will tell. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.